What's up, YouTube? We're going to do a little discussion today. So, today I wanted to talk about the importance of yo-yo collecting. Now, yo-yo collecting is sort of just something we all end up kind of doing just because it seems like a fun thing to do. Because it is. It's really fun. I can attest that it's a really fun thing to do. I've got over 100 of them at this point, and I don't see any stopping in sight because it's really fun. And when new yo-yos come out, and there's still old yo-yos that I want, and it's fun to do. It's fun to acquire new yo-yos. It's fun to look for new yo-yos. It's almost as fun to do that as it is to play yo-yo, in all honesty. It really is. It's just something that we do. And that's a really important aspect of yo-yoing that I feel like sometimes gets kind of lost. And I feel like sometimes we just either don't think about it as much, or maybe it's not pushed enough, at least on other people or towards other people. It's just sort of one of those things you fall into. Like, oh, I'm going to start playing yo-yo. Okay, I need a yo-yo. And then you start playing with that yo-yo, and you realize, oh, there's a whole collecting aspect of this as well. But that's sort of a realization you come to later. It's not something that you get into just because that's also a fun part of it. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Let's start with contests. I feel like contests are like sort of the forefront of the yo-yo community, and contests to me have really evolved into something that's not only about the contest itself and the yo-yo tricks, but about the yo-yo shopping experience that you can have at a contest. So when I go to contests, I'm not gonna lie, like, I watch my friends compete, and I watch the kids that I know and the guys that I know and the guys that I've talked to. I try to watch their routines, and I try to be around for all the routines as best as I can. However, I'm really there to look at new yo-yos and to try out yo-yos and stuff. I'm not really there to watch everybody, all 40 or 50 or whomever is competing. I'm not really there to watch all of them compete. I'm there to get new yo-yos and try out yo-yos. Now, like I said, part of it is just like I like to watch my friends and the guys who I know, and the guys who I know are really good. I like to watch them, and I try to watch them. But at the same time, I don't watch everybody. And I feel like everybody kind of does that, but nobody really says that that's what they're doing. Part of why I'm there, like I said, most of why I'm there, is to try out new yo-yos and to buy new yo-yos and stuff like that. A lot of times at contests you can get yo-yos for really good prices too, because they're, you're just buying them, you're just exchanging them. There's no shipping involved, there's no like other hassles involved with it. There's no third parties for the most part, and that's part of the fun of the contest is going to buy new yo-yos. And money is essential to the survival of the yo-yo community. So the guys who are there with booths with yo-yos for sale in them, they've helped to sponsor that contest, usually by handing out money. So we've got a bunch of sponsors for the East Coast Masters contest. Gonna kind of shout those guys out now. Monthly Throw, Yo-Yo Brothers, GSquared, Too Sick, Unspoken, me, Throws and Brews. I'm throwing some cash at it. Spontaneous, which is John and Joe's company. It's a sub of Recess Yo-Yos as well. Oh Yes Yo's coming out, and they're helping to sponsor. Unparalleled, Yo-Yo Expert is also going to be a gold sponsor. Yo-Yos with Attitudes, Crucial, Daily Bread, Machine Age. So we got all these awesome sponsors, and the first bunch, Monthly Throw and Yo-Yo Brothers, are also gold sponsors. And so all these, as well as Recess and Yo-Yo Expert and Spontaneous. So all of these like sponsors that are really just coming out to support yo-yoing and support the yo-yo community, they're also coming out to like help sell stuff. So they've put money forward. They're gonna get booths. They're gonna get tables, basically. Not booths. We're not setting up like booths. I feel like booths are like closed in. They're tables. They can have as many tables, and they're going to be able to sell stuff. And we, as the contest putter honor guys, are going to be hopefully getting a bunch of people to come compete, and also have a bunch of other people to come watch those competitors, and to come and try out the new yo-yos from our sponsors. So, I mean, a lot of these guys have really, really good yo-yos. Like, Yo-Yo Brothers makes really cool stuff. I mean, GSquared speaks for itself. I mean, you all want a GSquared yo-yo, right? You'll see this a couple times in this video. You know, and, you know, the Monthly Throw, those guys are awesome. I hope they have some cool stuff to sell there as well. You know, Too Sick. God, I want to try a new night. I'm holding off. I want to try a night at one of the new nights at East Coast Masters. I hope Joey's got a bunch of them to sell. I'm really excited about that. And, you know, Recess and Yo-Yo Expert and all that other Yo-Yos with Attitudes and all that other stuff. Like, I'm really excited to kind of see these guys and try what they've got, because some of them I've never tried more than one or so yo-yos. Like, they're smaller companies, but they're local enough that they're going to come up and they're going to sponsor, and I'm really excited about that, and I'm really excited to try those yo-yos, and I'm really excited to maybe buy a few of them. I'm gonna come with some cash, man. Like, not only am I helping to put on and sponsor this contest, I'm coming with some cash. I want to come home with some yo-yos. You know, like, that's part of what this is going to be about for me, and I'm really excited about that, because it's going to be a really, really fun day for me, and we're all going to go out and have some beers later, which, of course, is always fun. But I feel like that's all part of it, you know what I mean? Like being able to go and support your friends by buying some yo-yos. And I feel like that's the next sort of step in it, is that, you know, if you want to get involved in yo-yo and involved in the yo-yo community, because it's a great community to be involved in. I mean, I can tell you wholeheartedly, it's an amazing community full of wonderful people. You guys are great, and it's really great. So, you know, you want to support these wonderful people who support you, who support the contests that you can go to, and who support the yo-yo players who you're learning tricks from, and who support the guys who are putting on YouTube channels and creating content for you to watch all the time, and just doing their absolute best. Like, this is sort of the, you know, be all end all of that, is that you want to, yes, play yo-yo, learn yo-yo tricks. That's fun. Like, do that. That's number one. Do that. Buy a yo-yo, learn tricks, learn more tricks, learn more tricks, learn more tricks. Teach people. That's, you know, the first priority. Second priority is buy more yo-yos while you're learning those tricks, because one, those new yo-yos will help inspire you to learn new tricks, and they will help to support the people within the community who also support the community, who also support the contests, who also support all the fun stuff that helps you as a yo-yoer. So what am I talking about when I'm talking about stuff that you want to collect as far as yo-yos are concerned? Well, we'll talk about GSquared. Jake seems to sort of have the advantage at the moment. I don't know about the advantage, but he's got something right now, whereas the demand is up here, and as hard as he works, supply's not meeting demand. That's not his fault. I think that was a thing that was he always intended to happen. I think he intended to grow his brand and his company, clearly. But I don't know that he ever thought that, like, demand would be way up here, and that him by himself would only be able to, like, make so much and get so much supply ready that it would be sold out in milliseconds. I don't think that that was ever like his intention, but that's sort of where it is right now. Whether that's a good or bad thing, I don't know. Clearly it's going well for him, because he's making as much money as he has the ability to, at least by himself, at the moment. And kudos to him for continuing to do drops as often as he does. Like, he's got a new baby, and like he's got a wife and a full-time job, and like, that's tough. Like, God, it's tough enough for me to just like put up a like 5 to 10 minute video every day. Like, dude's dropping 30, 40 yo-yos every week. Like, that's insanity. Like, so I really admire how much work he puts into it. But as far as, you know, collecting is concerned, he's really sort of dug into that market, because he's really got something unique with the swirls, particularly, that he limits them pretty well, and the swirls in and of themselves are rather limited, and getting them is sort of an accomplishment, if anything, you know what I mean? So, but getting it now, at this point, getting a GSquared yo-yo in and of itself is an accomplishment. It's like it's like getting that Roberto Clemente rookie card or something, although these are new and not, old. But there's something to be said about that. And, they've got... But yo-yos you want to collect, and yo-yos that are, like, good for, like, collector purposes, in my opinion, are the ones with, like, unique anodizations, like the G2 swirls or the monkey finger stuff. I think Ray's anos are great. I know it's like they're kind of funky, so like there's people who like I've heard people who are like, I just want something clean, and I get that, and that's not what these are. But these are so cool. Like these are some of the funnest looking and best looking anos I've ever seen. I like things that look funky like this. Or I feel like One Drop also does a great job with some anos and stuff as well, because they do like one run of it, and then it's like, okay, well this run's gone, at least in that yo-yo, and then it's like they do something different, and I feel like that's really fun, because particularly with One Drop or with Monkey Finger, like the yo-yos are always pretty accessible. Like you can still get the yo-yo, but you may not be able to get it in the color you want if you don't jump on the color. And I feel like, to me, that's sort of the joy of collecting, is that like, well, I want to be able to get it, and I want to be able to get it in the color that I want it, so I have to jump on it right away. But even if it's later in time, I kind of still am going to be able to get it, so that's always good. So, I realize that you don't need 100 yo-yos. Nobody needs 100 yo-yos. Like, that's ridiculous, right? Like, I don't need them. But I feel like that's part of the fun. Like, learning yo-yo is fun. Learning new tricks is fun. I learned a new trick today. Hopefully I'm going to be able to pull it off on camera here in the very near future. Like, learning new tricks is a blast, and it's like, it's very, like, satisfying and fun. But so is getting a new yo-yo, and so is finding a yo-yo, especially a yo-yo that, like, you've really wanted for a while. It's sort of been a holy grail, or, like, something that's just been out of your grasp or out of your reach for a while. Like, that feels really good to get one of those. And in order to do that, you need to sort of be in on the collecting stuff. So, think about like the Yo-Yo BST, like trades and resales, like that helps the community because it helps to build the community. Like that's fun. That's part of the fun. And some yo-yos are pretty good investments. Again, I'm going to pull up this GSquared again. So I got this, my buddy Danny picked this up for me. I paid $75 for this, but I would bet you that unless a whole ton more of these come out, which I know Jake's not going to do, $75 is the cheapest this yo-yo is ever going to go for, unless I beat the crap out of it. I could sell it for like $100 today if I really wanted to. I don't want to because I like it and I want to play it, but it's one of those things where like yo-yos are a good investment, and some of them are anyway. Maybe not like Yo-Yo Factory particularly because they're all pretty easy to get, but like the GSquared is a pretty good investment. A Monkey Finger ends up being a good investment after a few years because like they cut off the runs and move on, especially in certain colorways like the Artist series with the certificates and what have you. So, and think about like Anti-Yo, like those were all pretty limited releases as well. Same thing with A Return Tops, like the Grail and stuff, and Sparrow. A lot of those were pretty good releases because like if you get it at retail price, you can sell it for over retail. That's a good investment. So some collecting for some brands, for some yo-yos, especially some that are the demand is up here and the stock is down here. The stock is pretty limited of yo-yos, of how many yo-yos there are. A lot of those can be very good investments as well. But what it comes down to is there's lots of great yo-yos, and you really should pick up what most appeals to you. And a new shape can really open up some fun new stuff for you. And if you get into collecting yo-yos, not only are you collecting a really fun collection of yo-yos, but you're also helping to support a community that helps support contests, support other throwers within the community, whether they're throwing because they have problems that they're trying to get over, Purple Yoyo is a great organization to help with. If you ever see special limited run Purple Yoyo stuff, you're going to want to pick some of that up, whether it's Zipline Strings. They do purple strings for Purple Yoyo every great now and then, or a Purple Yoyo that all the proceeds go to that to help, yo-yoers with depression and stuff like that. It's really, really like a good thing to get into. So if you're into yo-yoing and you like to yo-yo, and maybe you have the ability to, I understand everybody doesn't have the funds. I get it. It's most important that you're here. Come, hang out, enjoy with us. But if you have the funds, if you have the ability, looking into collecting as well is a fun and worthwhile cause, and it's something that is going to bring you joy and can bring joy to people around you as well, and to people within the community, and just help the community grow in general. So that's my spiel, guys, on yo-yo collecting and why you ought to do it, because I do it and I don't want to feel alone. But how cool do these look, right? These are good looking yo-yos. Hell yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I do videos every day. I know, every day. Here it is. I'm filming a video at like 11 o'clock at night, and you're gonna watch it tomorrow morning. Craziness. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Cheers to you. I'll see you next time.